righty.
Cold is going around.
Mm-hmm.
Little girl, Marie.
Hello, Miss Mishko. So we are starting a part 2 of this video. Seemed like we were having some disturbances in our connection. However, nothing too big that we cannot handle. We'll just allow our viewers to filter back in and get started once again. Of course, this is our question and answer portion of our feed or our build session today. So we encourage all of you that are here, if you do have questions and stories that you would like to share on the nature of expanded division, this would be the time to share them in our comment section. So.
Oh, for real? Who? Yeah, it's Will's birthday tomorrow. Tomorrow, so we're trying to celebrate it.
Oh, okay. Stony trapping.
Stony trapping. Back out there on the streets, baby.
No doubt. Back on the streets. Yeah. Snoop Naza.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Don't be saying them German curse words in this house. Snoop Naza.
So once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is our last portion of the bill. Of course, we are speaking to all of you. I'm still tuned in. Now would be the time to insert any questions, inquiries, or stories that you may have on our comment section. So we may address them or share with the community your stories. Otherwise, you see we got like 15 minutes left, son.
Yo, Will, what's up, man?
Big Will, what's going on? You got 2 hours, baby. It's your birthday, man.
You know what I'm saying? All right.
Mm-hmm.
Faisal in the house. All right, no questions coming.
Yeah. Yeah, we miss you too, Five. Can't wait to see you again, man. Yeah, of course, our talk today is of expanded vision. I have a couple questions earlier. I want to say Valerie had a question about the nature of judgments and the degree in which judgments were embraced or recognized. However, I would need a little more clarity on the nature of that connection, or that inquiry to really address it in its entirety. So absolutely. Thank you, amazing Stephanie. Your work on the website is most appreciated. We really enjoy and appreciate being a part of that collective that you have set up. We really appreciate your work here on the New Earth, always and forever. So let's go to, I totally missed out on what you guys are saying about vision question. Lavelle is broken up, but never mind. Or of course, once again, the nature of the visions, of future visions, the glitches that you were experiencing of a future timeline. I'll explain once again. The nature of such visions, of course, can come through dreams, can come through short-term premonitions of things that may happen in a, what you quote unquote, future timeline. However, of course, what we know is the future remains an illusion, just as the past is an illusion, all happening right now, here and now. So sometimes we'll decipher or create these premonitions or notions of things that will happen in the future, if you will, for ourselves as indicators of things that we need to pay attention to in our now moment. Of course, there is no one future. However, the experiences, the glitches, the deja vus, if you will. Sometimes they present themselves to us as indicators of things that we can decide or choose to embrace, or those things that we can basically decide that is not necessarily for us to experience. And once again, these premonitions are all based on our present frequency. So if it's something that you're in alignment with and you experience from a place of joy, you can continue on the path of frequency that you're on at present and embrace what is and allow for the codes and the feelings that come with such a vision to expanded upon in this now moment. So let's see.
Valerie got a question.
Yeah, I see that was probably
continuing from the other question of judgment.
All right. Go ahead, give it to me, C. Sorry.
All right, so how do we become more aligned with the essence of this judgment versus the lower frequency of the gift?
Hold on, you had to read that wrong. She said be aligned with judgment.
Yeah, how do we become more aligned with the essence of this judgment versus the lower frequency of the gift? I don't know what she's referring to.
Okay, so when you say, and I feel like you're referring to what many are calling discernment, or discernment being another word for judgment, in a constructive manner as far as making the decisions that are in alignment with what you said, survival or safety or whatever the case may be. We have used this faculty, this mental faculty, for survival, yes, amongst the 3D experience. However, as we're evolving and being awakened, it is us experiencing our own energy. As long as we feel we need to protect ourselves from life itself and assuming that we have to judge things or discern things or be cautious or beware of things before us, we're going to continue to entertain that fear. We're going to continue to experience that fear. It is when we realize we're experiencing ourselves in a path that we created for ourselves, we can let our guard down, if you will, on the awakened path and moving into this new reality of the new earth and recognizing peace to be the truth. We recognize that we're safe. There is no need for the faculty of judgment or discernment to protect ourselves from things that are ourselves. We're experiencing our own energy. As long as we feel that we need to protect ourselves from ourselves, we remain in the bondage of separation and feeling that we aren't experiencing ourselves. We aren't experiencing ourselves. So it takes time. It doesn't just happen overnight. It takes a little time to break away from feeling that we need to protect ourselves from things through judgment or discernment or whatever the case may be. However, this is the nature of self-mastery. Separating the two or deciphering between the two is a mental activity. If anything, the greatest and best advice I can provide is that you continue to ground yourself and trust your intuition. You know what is happening at this now moment based on the why in the road, based on your feelings. Your intuition expresses itself through your feelings. How do I feel about going left? How do I feel about going right? How do I feel about making these decisions? Right, wrong, good, or bad? These things don't exist. It is about how you feel. And at the same time, once again, there are no mistakes in your decision making. It is just up to you to be internally integral with your own feelings and embracing that which you feel is in alignment with where you are on your spiritual path at present, which makes it right, if you will. As long as you're doing the things that are in alignment with you beyond the titles or labels of good and bad, right or wrong, it is right for you. There are no wrong ways. There's only what's right for you at present based on your current frequency of being. So hopefully I thoroughly answered your question.
I have a good
Yo.
one is actually more related to tonight's topic.
Mm-hmm.
What if the universe is sending you signs and you're lazy and the sign gets larger and you still do not move?
What about it? You're going to continue to experience the signs until you develop the courage or to make the decisions that count and stop that cycle.
I don't think that was probably what she meant. Of course, you're going to continue.
Well, I mean, that's
I think she's probably trying to insinuate what to do about how to recognize it or how to perceive it and basically get that fire up under your butt and stop being lazy about it.
Well, these are personal decisions. These are personal decisions. There's no answer to that. Based on your level of spiritual maturity, when you are ready to make those decisions, you will. However, of course, free will says that you always do what you want to do in this now moment. Spiritual evolution is a choice. It's always a choice. There's no one else can make the choice for you. It has to be expressed through you. When the decision is presented to you, it is always your choice to make that decision. If not, then you will not make the decision.
It's like running
yeah, of course. Some will intend, if you strongly intend to make that decision, however, continue to not make that decision, there can be upheavals in your experience where your intention doesn't match your actions. And this is where, suffering comes in, because your intention doesn't match your actions, and therefore, it can hurt a little bit until your intentions match your actions. If you intend to ascend, however, you continue to make decisions that are lower in frequency, however, you strongly intend to ascend, yes, upheavals can occur. And this is where things take place to make, and I heard this quote earlier. I didn't want to express it in a transmission, but it rained very stimulating for me. He said, "It's a shame that ignorance isn't painful." And to be honest, it is painful, but there is no instant stimuli. Ignorance can be painful, but it's not instant. It's not instantaneous. It takes a little time. But the quote was referring to if ignorance was instantaneously painful, there would be, the suffering would be less drawn out, because you know that you were making decisions and doing things that were not in alignment with who you are in truth.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm. So we got more.
We got a couple questions.
Okay, cool. Shoot.
From Andrea, can you speak of the galactic energy that's expected to come in from the universe and lift the veil?
Can I speak of it? We're talking about the photonic light arriving from the central galactic sun. As far as speaking on it, in what way? We're talking about a vast expression of high frequency energy that is affecting all life in this dimension on the surface of planet Earth. I'll probably need a little bit more specifics on the nature of that energy to really get into the nature of the question. From what aspect do you speak of? What else you guys see?
Let's see here. Carrie Chu. She's asking, how about your thoughts on the collective timelines, such as there may be 2 4D timelines and 5D for those currently ascending? She said, interesting to expand on.
The timelines are as they are. As far as the variation of the timelines and the many timelines that exist, once again, we're talking about a infinite universe of infinite possibilities all happening at the same time. The timelines are vast in nature as far as the variety of timelines. For me to say there are 2 timelines and you're on this one, or they're on this one, and this is what's going to happen on this timeline, and this is going to happen on this timeline, is kind of productive to a sense of presence. There's only now, and the timeline you're experiencing is based on your ability to ground and continue to serve and experience that which you intend for yourself. This is the depth of the nature of the timelines that can be explained. In actuality, too much detail on the nature of the timelines just gives you more information to play with outside of the present moment. So I do not intend to throw you off balance and provide more information for us to mentally play with. We're here to experience the timeline of our choice firsthand in order for us to have ascension as a firsthand experience versus being a story to tell. So the timelines are vast. There are no two timelines for the collective. However, once again, all timelines are based on the individual's frequency of being and their ability to ground themselves. So let's stay present. What you guys see?
See, past that. Nothing past that.
Mm-hmm.
Going 13 in the house. Zena in the house. Layana in the house.
Hey, Zena.
And yes, it. Yeah. Let's see.
13.
That's it, Chief.
All right, easy enough. So the universal laws attract and repel timelines based upon your emission will.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say, and that this is to your statement, Valerie, just to clarify the nature of the present moment. The timeline that you're on is based on your current frequency. The timelines are infinite. There are an infinite multitude of timelines that are before you and behind you. Each of these timelines have a past you and a future you, which are both illusions. There's only you now. However, your frequency of being within the hologram, your present frequency, is deciphering the nature of the experience that you're experiencing now. Your past, or what you will consider the past, has nothing to do with the present moment. The present moment is based on your frequency at this present moment. And it is necessary to realize that being that the timelines are already there, you're not creating your reality. You're influencing that reality that is already made, that you're presently experiencing, based on your level of spiritual maturity and the choices that you are making in the present moment. All of the realities are already there. They were created within the realms of time-space versus space-time, within the space of eternity, beyond the illusion of time. They're already there. However, the energies that you entertain based on your actions, choices, thought forms, and all the things that you're capable of doing here within the realms of free will, you have the ability to influence your present frequency. Your present frequency is the deciding factor of which of the timelines of experience that you're presently experiencing. So as you continue to make the decisions, choices of presence or vibrational presence, you continue to switch timelines. You continue to switch realities. The 1111 light code that you experience is a physical manifestation, indicator from who we are, the angelic realms, to show you that you are switching timelines based on the decisions and choices that you're making here in the physical. As you make more aligned choices of peace and grace and spiritual maturity, your frequency rises. As you continue to create and express and do the things that are in alignment with who you are as a creator, you're literally changing timelines. And the 1111 light code is an indication of you making these jumps in dimensional experience. It's not about making a wish. It's not about any of this stuff. It's basically light code showing you that you're switching dimensions. And through the expression or the embrace of inner stillness, you can consciously make these shifts into new timelines. As you close your eyes consciously and open your eyes consciously, you're experiencing a new reality. So the talk of timelines and creation and experience are somewhat limiting. You're always switching timelines as you continue to express that which is the nature of your true self, as you continue to raise your frequency and do the work of divine service on a constant basis. This is what's taking place, and it's constant. As far as the timeline from scenario A to scenario B could take many 1111 code realizations in order to reach from a scenario A to a scenario B. They're all very, very similar and look completely exact to each other because it's such a subtle shift in dimension. It's slightly different from the one heretofore. However, they are different realities. They are different timelines. But the more work that you do, the more dramatic the change of the timeline. However, the change of timeline comes with its own set of past experiences and future experiences. This was the talk that we had a couple of builds ago as far as the nature of time travel. However, this is a constant activity where the most important aspect of any timeline, any aspect of this ascension path or path of self-mastery remains in your ability to be present. Presence is where you continue to elevate your frequency and truly appreciate that which is now, so you can absorb what is and move into higher frequency timelines off of the strength of your ability to be present. So, see, do we have any more questions?
Questions? Oh. Let's see. Whoa, good night.
What else?
That's 2 minutes of ourselves.
What's that?
Vivi shared stories. That's it. Yes. I mean, Steven said I see 1111 or 111 a lot. Yeah. Does that mean I'm continuously growing or changing in my timeline? Or we just basically explained.
Yes, that is the nature of these light codes. The 111s is basically a divine energy or flow, or if you will, to continue to go. The energies of manifestation are with you, and you continue to unfold that which you are giving energy to. That is the 111 code, the God flow of experience. This is that indicator. The 111 is basically showing you that you are shifting timelines based on your decisions heretofore. However, once again, you're not necessarily growing. It's more of an expansion of awareness where you're realizing who you are now. Within the linear framework, we basically express growth. However, we recognize the only true reality remains now. And as we switch realities, we move deeper into who we already are now because we're switching dimensions. Growth is an aspect of a singular timeline. If a soul was to view themselves on this particular timeline, there would be a physical growth, but however, spiritual expansion or expansion of awareness comes with an increase in frequency, where you're not necessarily growing on a singular timeline. You're basically switching dimensions into who you already are within the eternity of this now moment, which is rather complex. However, the divine truth. So let's see, a lot of sauce. There seems to be healing in cycles of life as a movie starts. Like you said, at some point you jump into the character, act out some aspect of myself that needs to bring light, and then at some point notice I'll grow, but like the director and the actor in the same time, I have to live through the emotions and acting, but at the same time, I know I'm the director and all there's reason, even though finally written it happens, it's just the way it's supposed to be. And even if I don't, it's wisdom behind this to the scene, I know that I have behind the scenes. Afterwards and during the film, I flow between the director and actor roles, and this is me and one good example of seeing the broader vision of it all. Thank you, VV. Yes, of course, this is the nature of your experience. Similar to what was expressed on the Truman Show, switching from the director to the actor itself, where this is your story, this is your play, this is your experience, it's all yours. However, of course, the director role would be seeing from the nature of an expanded vision, where you can be in this world, but not necessarily of this world. You recognize that you are having the human experience, but at the same time, you are spirit, responsible for the manifestation and creation of the path at hand. This is what the expanded vision is about. It's just the ability to see from the director's chair and at the same time be able to put the shoes or step into the shoes of the actor, if you will, and do the things that the actor does. Proactively participate in the experience of the illusion that you have created. Because at the end of the day, it is a miracle to be here. It is the joy and the blessing that you created for yourself. The blessing of being alive is to live. When you awaken, you don't want to not be alive anymore and just be in the spiritual world and meditate all day and not participate in the things that are taking place within the movie. You want to party too. However, the expanded vision is in being able to recognize that both worlds exist and to participate in both at the same time. This is the nature of expanded vision, to be the actor and the director at the same time. And we expressed this quite a few bills before, being awakened is not about meditating all day, and it is not about partying all day. It's about doing both. Recognizing both worlds as equally valid, however, participating in the nature of the role of the director as well as the role of the actor, all at the same time. And expanded vision is about doing just that. I feel the energies of the Henson gift. I did a reading for a week ago and felt like this for the first time. Yes, of course, Andrea, the energies of the expansion that is coming from the Central Galactic Sun, Eon, is enhancing your gifts. The gifts that you're here to share with humanity are being enhanced by the arriving frequencies from the Central Galactic Sun. And this is where we continue to encourage all of you to embrace your creativity on a daily basis. I did not come to this point of communication by not communicating, not exercising that gift. I didn't, or this physical vehicle didn't come to the place of being able to write or transcribe transmissions on a daily basis without any references overnight. I had to continue to work on it. I had to continue to get up every day. I had to continue to make music every day. And through my ability to continue to do the things that I know I'm here to do every day, I'm expanding upon and harnessing the energies that are arriving here. I'm making leaps and bounds in my abilities because I am practicing the work of creativity every day while the energies from the Central Galactic Sun are arriving. I'm harnessing these energies because of the practices that I'm embracing on a daily basis. If you don't practice or do the work while the energies are arriving, you're not absorbing the energies. You're not harnessing the gifts. You're not allowing them to unfold. It is through your ability to embrace and do the practice and do the work while the energies are arriving that is allowing the enhancement of your abilities to unfold. If you are not doing the work now, you're basically just allowing the energies to exist and flow through. They're not being absorbed within you. They're not expanding your chakras. You're not unlocking the many gifts that you have here, that you're here to share, because you're not using them. And it's necessary at this time and amongst this grace period for you to embrace the work that you're here to do. Because as you embrace the work that you're here to do while the energies are arriving, you're experiencing a fast or rapid expansion of the abilities that you won't expand upon that which you are here to do. So now it's about doing the work where the energies are enhancing that which you have come here to do. This is what these energies are doing. But if you're not doing the work or practicing or doing the things that you know you should be doing, you're not taking advantage of the gifts that are arriving to make these leaps and bounds of advancement with your talents and skills. Now is the time to embrace your talents and skills in order to enhance them and allow the energies to expand upon them. But you have to do the work first. Those of you who are waiting for the circumstances to present themselves in order to practice and do the things that you know that you're here to do are doing yourself a disservice by not doing them now. That's why it's basically being said that you have to work with and do the things that you have available to you now. Don't wait until the circumstances present themselves, because, well, once again, the opportunity to make leaps and bounds in your abilities are present only through your ability to do the work now. Absolutely. Being the actor and being the director is being God. Yes, ma'am. What if you're a ish in your dreams?
What?
Yeah. I wouldn't necessarily take the dreams as literal, Jackie. I wouldn't take them as literal. They mean something much more than that. It's beyond, basically, if I'm assuming you're speaking of a judgment, it's a little more expanded than that. Light filaments expanding upon the light. Awesomeness words is lazy and late when it comes to my light work. Okay. Yes, of course you can exist beyond those judgments, Lucy. That's never helpful. Forgive, be present, and now is the opportunity to serve. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, the Let's Build today has been on Expanded Vision. I think I've expanded upon the nature of this talk enough for today. I don't see any more questions in our comment section. Thank you all for sharing your stories and your inquiries today. And with that, we'll let it be. It's a good 30 minutes. So we all know what to do. We all know that this now moment is exactly how it's supposed to be. And through your ability to be sensitive and wise enough to recognize now is perfect, we're able to embrace the work that is before us to serve. As we serve, life continues to serve us. The more we serve, the more life serves us on a path of divine abundance and royalty, as we deserve in being here a voluntary service on the planet Earth amongst humanity. Thank you so very much for being here. Thank you so very much to AAA,
I'm here.
Hannah,
Yeah.
God, I'm in Ra, overseas, for orchestrating our playlist for today.
I had one more.
You had one more. Do you want to play that one more? It's open.
All right, let's do it. A little bit. No last love.
My bad, brother. I gotta go.
It's all good.
More food for me.
We cooked.
No.
Yes, ma'am.
Mama T's supposed to be coming. Prepping for Filipino Friday.
Ethiopian people.
Hey, what's going on, Ethiopian people? Yeah, well, she addressed y'all like that. A great pleasure and honor. Thank you guys for being here. As we all expand in who we are as one family, thank you for being here. And it's a great pleasure and honor. Love you.
So, amen. The track I got to share here is titled 11, which is very relevant to what you guys were just thinking about.
Beautiful.
And it's on the Universal Brothers page. Y'all can catch it. I'll put the link in the comment section.
Eyes made their peace in typical routines. Did lips and scented cheeks. Finally, we get to leave to the departure lounge. Disbelief. I don't know where I'm going, but I know it's gonna be a long time. And I'll be leaving in the morning. And I want to be the sunlight. Look, making $90 bread. Starting off with that off rock, hot rock, man, and I'm still intact. Like a new jack and other boxes. Yeah, yo, optimist, creator, Autobots, transforming that DNA. These mind cowards about to roll out. Then you want out. It's so like, feel like, ain't no life. This instrument, my drive. Yo, can't murder that thing's hitting my eye. And I'm saying, shine to the mental, so I'm back with your bro. Send your mom, mama, no. I'm out of space with my G.I. Joe. It's all with that cold water. 11, she cold. Always made their peace in typical cheese. Did lips and scented cheeks. Finally, we get to leave to the departure lounge. Disbelief. And I don't know where I'm going, but I know it's gonna be a long time. And I'll be leaving in the morning. Why you be the sunlight?
We don't stop at self-guiding. We don't catch us when we over without trying. This makes spontaneous. Pop up the volume and take that. Punch around, piece my space jet. So text, on violence. It's all. If I said, just an object, so focused up, so glad it let you breathe. Check the FCE, physical, playing, so happening.
I can't stay things change. Oh, I just wanna be by your side. It's hoping we collide. It's hoping we collide. I got to say that we act as if they're gone. Elevated, so putting food in the table, y'all. Gather up on the day, move beyond. I'm watching you, what it's like really. Be hungry, playing I can move my first got bitches, I'm in the van, big. Hey, merge out, move rise with the action. With school, I'm out of half, I graduated with some time. My classmates speak, but I'm here when to go. Oh, universe scholarships free, y'all. So I'm telling you how to go for you, jump out, fly out, fly out. Let me fly out of a piece of the light, straight up. Always make that peace in difficulties with booted lips and salted cheeks. And finally, we step to leave to the departure lounge of disbelief. And I don't know where I'm going, but I know it's gonna be a long time. And I'll be leaving in the morning in the white wine bitter sunlight.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you so very much for joining us here with our Let's Build. Great pleasure to connect with you as always. Until next week, this has been Expanded Vision and who we are, the Angelic Realms of the Galactic Council of the Galactic Federation of Light, and who I am as your Commander Ashtar. We love you as always. Continue to shine the light in divine service to the one. Peace be still.